Hey guys, do you know who's tracking your credit score? Credit bureaus. We all know about Experian, Equifax when it comes to our credit profile and our credit score. But what if I told you there's other secondary specialized credit bureaus that's also collecting information on you and that's also playing a big factor when it comes to your credit report and your credit scores? If you don't know about this information, don't worry, I got you. In this video, we're going to go ahead and break down these secret and secondary credit reporting agencies so you guys can know more about it and how you deal with them as well too. So let's not wait any further. Let's get straight into the video.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep.
What's going on, gang? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tapping in and tuning in, man. I feel absolutely great today. Of course, I want you guys to check out the new studio. That's the reason why I'm feeling like this. Yes. All right, guys. Me and my team put a lot of work and hard effort to be able to go ahead and build out the studio, guys. Check it out. I hope you like it. I hope you like the scenery. I hope you like the vibes. You know, this is just the beginning of what we're going to start rolling out for you guys in 2025. You already know what it is. This is the Blueprint Show. Yes. All right. Well, listen, man, like I just mentioned earlier, we all know about, the big three credit reporting agencies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. But guys, there are other secondary credit reporting agencies that is collecting information on you and is also playing a decision when it comes to your credit. Many of us, when we are disputing negative information on our credit or we're trying to go ahead and be successful in the credit repair process, many of us are, confused as to the reason why information is coming back validated, right? We're just not successful at getting items removed off of our credit report. Well, a big factor could be the secondary credit reporting agencies we're going to talk about in this video. And I want to go ahead and not only share these secondary reporting agencies, but break each one down so you guys are aware of these institutions and you can know how to overcome them when it comes to dealing with your credit. As we already know, credit is the most important financial tool you can possess. So it's very important we understand each and every player that is involved when it comes to our credit. All right. The first up we're going to talk about, and the most important one, which is LexisNexis. LexisNexis, guys, this is the public records powerhouse. All right. Listen, this agency, they strictly specialize in public information and all types of public information. And we're talking about things such as bankruptcies, liens, judgments, lawsuits, even criminal records and traffic violations. Yes, man, they as petty as collecting traffic violations. You feel me? But LexisNexis, they are the public information powerhouse. So typically, whenever you have a public record that is appearing on your credit report, this is due to LexisNexis being able to go ahead and collect all of this information. LexisNexis also owns SageStream, which with this recent acquisition, this allows them to go ahead and collect more information and data from you guys. So it's very important that you understand the role that LexisNexis plays when it comes to public information. Not only the credit bureaus use them, but even public federal courthouses use LexisNexis to be able to go ahead and report public information on consumers. So now to be able to know how to deal with them, we're going to talk about that later on in this video, but it's very important to understand the role that LexisNexis plays when it comes to your credit report. Next up in our list of secondary credit reporting agencies is Innovis, guys. Innovis, now they are known as, I would say, the fourth credit bureau or the little stepchild that the big three just don't want to acknowledge and care about.
If your credit ain't high and it's actually down, the time to take action is now. Yeah. If your credit ain't high and it's actually down, the time to take action is now. Go get control of your credit or go and repair.
Listen, I've been getting a lot
down. Oh yes, to show you the leverage, to show you can get a new rider. Go get you a house, just so you don't feel disparaged, you don't feel embarrassed. It's right, so go get it done now. Don't survive through the week, go improve, get it up. Want a life full of freedom to do what you want. He's a guy that you need, he's a dude that you want. Not 5 minus 3, that's 2, number 1. Guy you will see, if you hit him up, he'll help with devotion. This I am sure of, updates, promotions, discounted courses. Work with him anywhere, buddies and Florida. Credit will get repaired. Yes, it will.
All right. Now, although the big three treats the Innovis like the little stepchild and they don't want to deal with them, however, they still play a very significant role when it comes to your credit report, guys. All right. The reason why, because Innovis, they are the ones that collect information as well, such as your payment history with creditors, your name, your address, phone number, your identity. So they more specialize on the identity aspect when it comes to your credit report. So think of Innovis as the one that more or less focuses on your personal information section on your credit report. And the reason why they specialize is mainly for fraud detection, as they specialize in preventing fraud detection as well as risk management services. All right. Now, they also collect alternative data such as utility and, payments that you make with your service providers, such as your cell phone, utilities, and things of that nature. So although they may not strictly deal with your things such as your credit cards, auto loans, and mortgages that you typically see on your credit report, as you can see, they still play a big factor because Innovis is used by the credit reporting agencies sometimes just to verify your identity. And this, of course, guys, if you may not be aware, plays a big factor when it comes to your credit repair in trying to get negative items removed off your credit report. So although Innovis on the surface may seem harmless, all right, lenders do sometimes pull their reports to verify your identity and use it to spot inaccuracies and inconsistencies as well. So if there's any outdated or incorrect information that could raise red flags, this could be a reason why you're also being denied for credit as well, too, as lenders typically do pull from Innovis sometimes when they're making their credit decisions. All right, now, next up on our list of secondary bureaus is Clarity Services. Now, Clarity Services is owned by Experian, and they are strictly a payday loan credit reporting agencies. So they typically focus on alternative data, especially when it comes on the subprime market. That is more of their specialty. So if you ever have any engagement signed up with a payday loan or short-term lending, any rent-to-own agreements, utility and phone bill payments and anything like that, this is where Clarity comes into play. Clarity Services, like I mentioned, they're owned by Experian, and payday and subprime lenders typically use Clarity to report payment activity as well as behavior of the consumers that utilize these type of services. So if you ever went to a payday loan lender, as you know, they don't typically report on your actual credit report. They actually will report on Clarity Services. So if you've ever gotten denied for a payday loan and you receive a notice in the mail or in your email, you'll notice sometimes that the decision was made by Clarity, whether they wanted to approve you or deny you for a payday loan or rent-to-own agreement. So if you're not in the subprime market, Clarity doesn't play much of a factor for you. But however, if you are engaged with any rent-to-own furniture or rent-to-own institutions or payday loans, this is where Clarity specializes in and where they come into the picture. Okay, guys? So now, also keep in mind, any negative marks here could hurt your chances for improving your credit. So the reason why I say this, because although payday loans and rent-to-own companies do not report positive remarks on your credit report, alternatively, they will report any negative marks on your credit report. So if you end up getting into trouble or in bad behavior with any one of these payday loan companies, rent-to-own companies, Clarity is the company that they use to go ahead and report this on your credit report. So, hey, listen, man, that's something we definitely got to look into. How can you report just the negative information and you can't report the positive information? I'm not the one to make the rules, but guess what? That's something we could definitely look into later on down the road. Moving to the last secondary reporting agency on our list, guys, and last but not least, which is CoreLogic. All right. Now, CoreLogic, they specialize more in the housing industry. Okay. So things such as your mortgage payments, your rental payments, property ownership and HOA fees and foreclosures, anything where it deals with housing, this is where CoreLogic comes into the picture. All right. CoreLogic is more or less used by landlords, mortgage lenders, insurance companies, and things like that. So it's very important that you pay attention to the role that CoreLogic plays, because whenever you make your rental payments or mortgage payments or insurance payments, that is all being collected and being reported by CoreLogic to the big 3 credit reporting agencies or individually by CoreLogic. All right. So anything such as a missed rental payment or a foreclosure that reports on your credit report, guess who is responsible for it? Yes, now you know, CoreLogic. All right. So it's very important that you guys understand each one of these credit reporting agencies, the play when it comes to your credit, because knowing this will allow you to not only know your rights, but also know to make sure how each one of these should be reporting accurate information on your credit report. Okay. Now, all of these credit reporting agencies, they fall under the supervision and under the guidance of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. As you know, under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, anything and everything on your credit must be reported accurately, fairly, and complete across all of the credit reporting agencies, not just the big 3, but across all of them, including the list that I've just mentioned today. What you want to do in order to be able to go ahead and make sure your credit is not being impacted by one of these secondary bureaus, first things first, what you want to do is stay on top of your credit as well by checking your credit reports. Now, it's very important. You cannot fix what you can't see. All right, guys. Now, you can check out your credit report for free at annualcreditreport.com. You won't have access to your scores. However, you will have access to all 3 of your credit reports, and you can get a free copy once per week by the annualcreditreport.com, which is owned by the 3 major credit reporting agencies and also approved by the federal government as a reliable source to be able to access your credit report. Now, once you check your credit report, second thing, you want to check for any errors and discrepancies that you may see on your credit report. And you want to go ahead and notate all of these errors and inconsistencies. Now, it could be anything such as your personal information, inquiries, accounts, public records, anything that you notice that is reported inaccurately or not uniform between all 3 of the major credit reporting agencies. Write this down because you want to be able to have a plan of attack once you're going to go ahead and initiate and start your dispute process. Which, of course, is a good segue into filing the dispute. All right. Now, once you have identified all of the errors, you want to go ahead and put your dispute together and file your dispute directly with each and every credit reporting agency. Not only each and every agency that's reporting the error, but also the secondary bureaus that we have outlined as well. For instance, if you have a bankruptcy that's reporting incorrectly on your credit report, as we know, LexisNexis would be the agency that you would target to be able to get this removed off your credit report. If you have any mortgage payments or rental payments that's incorrectly reporting on your credit report, you will go to CoreLogic as that would the agency. If it's a payday loan or rent-to-own agreement that's impacting your credit report in an incorrect manner, of course, as you know, Clarity would be the institution that's responsible for this, that you will go ahead and direct your attacks with them. All right. So it's very important to know how each and every credit reporting agency plays a part when it comes to your credit. All right. And most important, once you have filed your dispute, then you want to start building up on the positive habits of checking your credit regularly. Okay. Now, myself, I check my credit typically on a daily basis. And the reason why I do so is because it's now a force of habit, guys. This is something I've just been doing throughout the years as long as I've been in the personal finance space. So as I wake up and check my bank account every morning and brush my teeth every morning, I do the same thing of checking my credit report as well too. So this is a great way to be able to go ahead and preemptively avoid having things report on your credit report inaccurately. And also, I mean, let's just keep it real, guys. We're in a digital age now, and identity theft is on the rise. As you guys know, not too long ago, a few months back, there was a major breach where nearly everybody's personal information was exposed on a dark web. So you definitely want to make sure that you're staying on top of your credit on a regular basis so you're not being victimized by any identity theft or just by not having inaccurate information report on your credit report. Listen, statistics show, guys, 7 out of 10 people out there have an inaccuracy on their credit report. So that's over 70% of the individuals are walking around with inaccuracies on the credit report. So more than likely, you may be suffering from this. So in order to avoid it, make sure you are staying on top of your credit report. And last but not least, most important, placing a security freeze on your credit report. Now, if you want to be successful in managing your credit as well as being successful in your credit repair process, this is the secret, guys. I've just shared it with you. Freezing your credit report, not just with the big three credit reporting agencies, but also each of the secondary reporting agencies that I've just outlined in this video here, okay? Now, each and every one of their websites and place a security freeze is absolutely free, no cost at all. And by a security freeze, this will allow you to go ahead and freeze your credit report, so it will prevent anyone from accessing your credit report without your explicit permission prior to them doing so, all right? And this is awesome, guys, especially when it comes to trying to repair your credit. You know, typically the creditor, when they're trying to go ahead and cross-reference your argument you're inserting on your dispute letter, they are going to try to access the database of these credit reporting agencies. So by placing a freeze on the credit reporting agency, you are eating up the 30-day clock that the credit bureau is giving these creditors to conduct and complete their investigation. So listen, we're not here to help any one of these creditors or the credit bureaus when it comes to having things removed off your credit report. So to work against them and to work in your favor, place a security freeze on your credit report. Also, by placing a security freeze, you are protecting yourself from any identity theft that may possibly occur too as well too. All right, so listen, if you want to know more information about this, if you're struggling in trying to get your credit fixed and get your credit to the next level, information like this brought you a lot of great value. Check out our Credit the Game Academy. This is an academy where we are helping individuals repair, build, and leverage their credit for only $49 per month. Yes, $49 per month, guys. You will have access to me and my team where we will be able to help you on a weekly basis on how to repair your credit, build up your credit, because of course, once you've repaired your credit, second part is building up, making your credit profile to the level where you can get approved for funding, which that gets to the fun part, which we help you in leveraging your credit. Whether you want to start your own business, buy a car, get into home ownership, we have the relationships as well as the resources to be able to help you achieve in leveraging your credit to no matter what your funding goals are. So check out the link in the description of today's video and you'll be able to learn how you can join the Credit the Game Academy so you'll be able to go ahead and get your credit to the next level. Also, guys, man, thanks for tapping in and tuning in.
Blueprint, yeah, blueprint. This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep, West Paul with Blueprint. This guests are exclusive. Get on and tune in and then learn some new tips about credit, finance, investment. A nice chance to get rich and buy land. Flip it, quick 9 bands. Learn all the skills from Wes, he did it. Learn how to build successful business. Run up a mill and get the digits. Run up a mill. Look, safe place where guests are speaking. Based off financial freedom. All facts, no cap, believe it. Podcast, you have to see it.